The Brandon Peters Show may contain explicit language and detailed plot points. For more information on the show, stay tuned to the end of the episode. And now, here's Brandon.
Welcome back to the Old Space Show. I'm Brandon, and this is my co-captain, Jim.
Hello, in space, no one can hear you creak.
This installment of Old Space Show continues our episode-by-episode travelogue through the second season of Space 1999, where the moon is knocked out of orbit, wandering through outer space, the population of its human-built colony hoping to stumble upon a new home. Today, we are talking about the 16th episode, A Matter of Balance.
While exploring an apparently lifeless planet, a member of Alpha's crew comes under the influence of an antimatter being, and suddenly all Alphans are in danger of having their futures swapped for the past.
All right, this is directed by Charles Crichton, written by Pip and Jane Baker, guest starring Lynn Frederick, Stuart Wilson, and Nicholas Campbell. We have, I think, our first ever writer crossover in Old Space Show history.
Ooh.
With Pip and Jane Baker, who wrote The Mark of the Ronnie during Colin Baker's era, which his first season of Doctor Who, which we covered on Old Space Show following the first season of Space 1999. They also wrote Terror of the Vervoids the following season, the finale Ultimate Foe, which was a for them, the challenge they had, and Time and the Ronnie for Sylvester McCoy's debut. They are considered the people who possibly wrote Colin Baker's Doctor the best. And they also wrote episodes of Z-Cars. I believe one of them recently passed away like last year or so. But yeah,
It was Pip. Jane passed away in 2013.
Okay, yeah.
So,
all right. So it's Pip, and
that's a lot of Who.
It is. It's funny because on season 23, it was the Trial of the Time Lord. They were the Bob Holmes, who was a legendary Doctor Who writer, passed away writing the finale of that season, and then Eric Sayward, the script editor, came in to write it. He got in a fight with John Nathan Turner after episode 1 on how to it was a 2-part finale, how to finish off the finale. So he stormed off, and for legal reasons, he had to hire Pip and Jane Baker on, but they could not know anything about like what had happened or what was going to happen, and like had to blindly write this finale.
Weird.
To wrap things up. And they were told in like an elevator. It's crazy, but they had a, and then they were also notable because there was a British TV show back that decided to have feedback on Doctor Who with John Nathan Turner, the showrunner at the time, and Pip and Jane Baker, with an audience of fans and fan club members about their Terror of the Vervoids episode, which was not, it's one of the most uncomfortable things to watch because it's not positive feedback. And it's just like, you don't let fans and people like do this. Like, I get like not liking something or whatnot, but that's a bit too much. One of the fans harshly criticizing that story that they wrote to Pip and Jane Baker's face, Chris Chibnall, the current showrunner of Doctor Who.
Wow.
So he was the president of one of the fan clubs back then. And yeah, crazy. So that's Pip and Jane Baker.
So much cross-pollination in the British TV and film industry.
It is, right?
It's kind of crazy, but I mean, it makes sense if you think about it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, they don't have that big of, on at least credited stuff, career, as even though touching Space 1999 and Doctor Who will give you a legacy and a lifetime of people checking you out. So that's why they're known. Frederick, she was in a movie called Schizo, Vampire Circus, Voyage of the Damned, plenty of TV stuff.
Phase 4, which is a movie about the killer ants.
Oh, yep.
I remember that one as a kid. It's, you're part of the creature features.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
She plays this so weird in this episode, like she's kind of almost like a kid or whatever. Have you talked about Stuart Wilson at all?
I was just about to.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Starred in UFO. He was in that I, Claudius miniseries that was a big deal on British TV at the time. He was on the Sweeney.
Well, it was big on America too because it was on PBS.
Right. The Sweeney, Scarecrow, Mrs. King. He was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. I believe he was the bad guy. He was in Lethal Weapon 3, Age of Innocence. Showed up in The Rock and Enemy of the State. A lot of stuff with him.
Also in the run of Prime Suspect that kind of made Helen Mirren, more noticeable in the Americas.
Right.
Very much a part of that. And a favorite of the Nick Frost, Simon Pegg collective.
Yes,
he was in both Hot Fuzz and the Don't trailer.
Yes.
Grindhouse.
That's right.
Which is awesome.
That is a good trailer.
So
lastly we have Nicholas Campbell, who is in The Omen, A Bridge Too Far, James Bond film The Spy Who Loved Me. He was in Cronenberg's The Dead Zone, Da Vinci's Inquest. He starred on that TV show, and he popped up for an episode of Orphan Black more recently.
Wow.
But even though Orphan Black isn't recent anymore,
no, relatively recent. I mean, if you're talking the Sweeney, Orphan Black is relatively recent.
It's new. It's in this millennium.
It's shot in color.
Yes, within the century.
2015. It was 7 years ago.
Golly.
But everything's on COVID time, so it might as well have been 70 years ago. I get what you're saying for sure.
Right, yeah. It was ages ago. So we begin this one with young Shermeen Williams is helping Tony cultivate hops and barley in hydroponics for use in brewing his beer. During the course of their celebration, she has developed a crush on him, much to the chagrin of her coworker and would-be suitor, Eddie Collins.
Now, real quick, first of all, I've never met a Shermeen in my life, and that's fine. It's space. I get it. Totally cool. All right.
Future, space, blah. Yeah.
But doesn't she play this like almost childlike in a way?
Yeah, it's a little too childlike. Yeah.
Yeah, like she's like, la my plans, like she's almost kind of out of it and stuff. It's a really weird way take on the character who's supposed to be like a scientist and stuff.
Yeah, maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe she's just not getting anything off the guy who plays Tony, and that's struggles. I don't know.
Give me something to work with here, for God's sake.
Yeah, she's supposed to be appearing younger, but not this younger. So,
right. It's just kind of, there was like that weird stereotype in the 60s and 70s of like the childish woman, like Holly Golightly, or trying to think of other versions of stereotype, and that's kind of where this was headed for me anyway.
Mm-hmm. And who would have a crush on Tony? Ugh.
Yeah, of all the people on Space 1999, Tony?
Like, Maya, this is your out. Go. Run. So after bringing the latest brew to the command center, which apparently sucks, to be sampled by his unwilling compatriots, Tony takes a swig of his beer to find that it did not live up to his expectations. Frustrated, he inadvertently hurts Shermeen's feelings. She runs from command center crying, much to Tony's surprise. In her quarters, she stops crying when she senses something in her room with her. She looks and sees a man's face staring at her from the corner of the room.
And it's, first of all, again, it's the whole woman-child thing. She like breaks down because Tony's like, oh, this didn't turn out, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you hurt my feelings. And then she cries and runs away. And then we go to,
She even defends his shitty beer. She goes, Tony's beer is not a poison.
Yeah, but, he won't go to bat for her. That sucks. And then the man she sees in her room, okay, it's either Mr. Clean of Outer Space or Yul Brynner in The King and I.
Yeah, I had like a, hold on. I'll find my description of him somewhere down here. But yeah, I get you.
Just he had he was wearing a loincloth. I'm thinking I kept thinking of that line from Mystery Men that Janine Garofalo. Maybe if we're going to go adventuring today, you might want to put on some pants. Because this guy's just walking around with a loincloth and a headdress.
Oh, he's like,
hey, what's up?
Yeah, he looks like cosplay somebody being the mummy from the Brendan Fraser Mummy. Like,
yeah,
didn't have that. Arnold Vosloo mummy,
yeah.
but like I don't have money. Or or like a superhero in a 1980s porn film. Maybe like that. So Helena, who followed Sharima from command center to check on her fragile emotional state, finds her disturbed by what she believes was a dream. She gives her a tranquilizer and lets her return to duty. Like, we just hand out tranks here, man. Like, okay.
I know, it's like she goes right to it too. She's like, well, I'm here to cure you of your crush on Tony. Here's some tranquilizers. Bye.
Right?
Get back to work.
Sharima, or Shermeen. That's her name. Shermeen. Like, good luck getting a song written about you with that.
Shermeen.
Shermina.
Oh, there you go.
Back at Command Center, a planet is detected. Koenig asks Helena to join them for a landing party, but she is in the middle of some tests and can't go.
Dude, I got midterms.
Yes. Dude, I shot my episodes yesterday. This is a you, John.
Right.
She tells John about Shermeen, and when he says he wants her to join the team to go to the planet, Helena advises against it. Tony is elected to give the news to Shermeen. She assumes he told them not to let her go, and she tells him she never wants to see him again, and he leaves, and the face returns.
Hey, come on now.
This truly is Space 1999.
Well put, yeah. Oh, man. There's just so many weird things going on. The whole woman-child thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
She just, like, her whole, at first, like, Tony's speaking to me. Oh, my goodness, now I have self-esteem again. Oh, wait. He's telling me something bad. My whole life is ruined.
Yes.
From one extreme to the other in, like, less than 5 minutes.
Tony leaves. The face returns, and he tells her his name is Vindrus, and he comes from the planet Sunim, and that she will see the planet soon.
Sure he is.
Yeah.
I'm
Jim,
sorry.
Not to jump ahead here, Jim, but do you know what Sunim backward is?
You just blew my mind, bro.
The brilliance of Pip and Jane Baker.
Just blew my mind. I bits of brain all over my monitor right now. Holy crap. Didn't even notice that, man. Wow.
Yeah. Oh.
Thank you for enlightening me.
You're welcome.
I'm on the 11th level now, so thank you.
It's minus for those of you listening. If you watch the episode, you'll get it. If you don't get it right now, you'll get it in a little while.
I watched the episode. I didn't get it, so thanks.
It wasn't until seeing his name written out that I latched onto that. So when I watched the episode, no. She tells him that she is not going, but he tells her that if she does, as he says, she will. He has her bombard a seed with protons and plant it, then tells her to prepare to go to the planet. She leaves as Eddie Collins returns. The seed grows to maturity at incredible speed. Eddie notices the plant, and when he smells one of the flowers, falls unconscious. And the landing party prepares to embark. As the landing party prepares to embark, they find Shermeen, who tells Koenig that Eddie was suddenly taken ill.
Uh-huh.
You know what's funny is, like, Eddie gets a last name, but Shermeen, who's all over the episode, is just Shermeen. I love how these random episodes of the show will give somebody of ill consequence, like, full names.
She's like Cher or, Bono, right?
Yeah,
only one name. Shermeen.
Shermeen. It could be like her first name, Sher, last name, Mean. Could do that, but no, Shermeen.
I like when they make up names they think sound like future names.
Mm-hmm.
Like Shermeen.
Sunim.
Sunim.
Vindrus.
Yeah, Vindrus.
Well, Sunim's the planet, but
so
that's what we'll name it in the future, right? They fly into Sunim to check it out. They arrive to find a completely Earth-like planet, but with no animal life detectable on their sensors. Shermeen wanders off, getting samples of the different plants. Vindrus leads her to a temple, which has already been discovered by the rest of the team. But as they approach, they are charged by a large horned creature, which, is it the Minotaur guy, like the fish guy with Minotaur stuff on him, like repurposed?
It's the head of the alien from Space Warp.
Yeah, this is like the third week in a row.
Yeah, they've used that same head like 3 times now.
Like 3 weeks in a row. What?
3 weeks in a row, yep. It's the same head. I wrote it down. It's the head from Space Warp in spiky armor.
Yeah. Wow, repurposing.
And we just also had an episode that had just plant life and no animals too. Remember?
Right?
Because they stepped on the grass or something, and they had to. Oh man, I can't remember the name of the episode now, but yeah, same deal. Planet with no animal life, just plants.
Yeah, I did like I was like, location shooting after the last few episodes of bottling it up and
yeah, that was cool.
Thing. I was like, okay, location shooting, and Bill Fraser goes with them. I didn't mention, but Maya's jacket kind of rules. I like it.
Yeah.
I would like a jacket like that. So someone sent me a link to where I could get a Space 1999 Maya on Sunim jacket. That'd be cool. And
limited edition.
Yes. The temple with the Fishitar thing. It's kind of creepy little Midsummer like vibes. Wicker Man type, full core vibes from that temple.
It kind of reminded me of the pylons in Land of the Lost.
Okay.
Like that kind of basic architecture on the outside and all the weird stuff inside that looks bigger on the inside than the outside.
Mm-hmm.
On like a TARDIS or whatever. But.
Yeah, I get you. So John fires on this thing and the laser beam's deflected. They run for cover in the woods. As they retreat, Koenig notices the creature stopped at the obelisk at the edge of the wood. They look for Shermeen, who is told to enter the temple past the creature. Vindris assures her that it will not attack. She enters the temple unscathed, where Vindris tells her that he needs her help to cross over into our world. And I love the inside of this temple, the design.
Yeah.
This is cool. This is beyond Space 1999. This is too cool for Space 1999.
I'm wondering if we hadn't seen that before. Do you remember? I'm really bad with the episode titles, and I'm super sorry. But it was the episode where they were trying to provoke an angry response from Koenig and the other members of the Alphans.
Oh, okay.
They were aliens, and they didn't know how to be angry until they were shown how to be angry.
Oh yeah.
That is, I'm pretty sure this is the same set.
Is it? Am I double complimenting the same thing?
But it's like really darkly lit. This set is like really, really darkly lit,
and it's like triangle shaped. That's okay. I would have to.
It might be. I'd have to go back and look again, but I'm pretty sure.
Damn, and I was like all happy, like, well, look at this, cool. But we have distance between these, and you and I watch other things in the meantime, like. So, oh man, or if a listener wants to go, yeah, Jim is right. That helps. Our laziness factor, but so he needs her help to cross over to the other world. Asks her to take a cylinder back to Alpha. Bill Fraser finds Shermeen's footprints leading toward the temple. So Maya changes into a fucking fox.
She outfoxes him.
Oh my!
Oh, please stop.
Oh gosh. So
by the way, this thing it looks like a shake weight, like the thing she's like trying to hide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like maybe like a cocktail shaker or something. It's just.
No, I get you. So she gets in there through the creature and finds Shermeen, and after recording images of the wall, leads her out. And Maya hesitates when she sees the creature, but is told by Shermeen that the creature will not harm them. Unable to contact Alpha, Koenig decides to return to base. So on the way back, he asks Shermeen why she was able to get past the creature. She tells him that no harm will come to her on Sunim. He asks how she knew the name of the planet. She becomes defensive and he backs off. On Alpha, they review Maya's tapes and come to the conclusion that the creature that they saw on the planet was made up of antimatter.
Okay. Two things here. First of all, why does Shermeen act like a 12-year-old girl when he's talking to her? What's the guy say? I don't know. How did you know it's called Sunim? I don't know. It's just like it's just like she plays it like very like child. I don't want to say childlike, but very immaturely. Right. And then they explain antimatter for like 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, I wrote.
Oh my god! I wrote in my notes. I'm like, this is a 10. I said they explain antimatter to Tony for 10 minutes.
For those of you listening who don't know what antimatter is,
please.
I wrote my notes.
No,
I wrote, the wonderful antimatter lecture for Tony.
Oh man, it took forever. I'm like, yeah, we get it. Antimatter, huh?
I would like to point out that the wall art depicts evolution from slime to man. There is no God. Just
okay,
saying.
then.
That's what it depicted on the wall. Sorry for the people of Sunim. That's what happened. So after that lecture, including PowerPoints, a handout, some laser pointing, and more, it really didn't. But Vindris appears to Shermeen and asks her to get a generator that will fit the cylinder to bring to the planet. Tony walks in and sees Vindris. He's knocked out and made to forget what he has seen, because that's a power.
What? That was so pointless.
Yeah.
Like it was just so pointless. It's like, Tony immediately sees this guy and then he's like, and then immediately, like, he has the power of making him forget.
Mm-hmm.
What is he, like Superman at the end of the movie kissing Lois? I mean, what the hell is that?
Yeah, he's like, all right, now you forget.
Is it only because of plot convenience that they had him like see him and then forget? I don't know.
Apparently, Pip and Jane Baker. Shermeen gets a generator and, using a flower, hypnotizes Bill Fraser into taking her to suit him. Vindris has her hook up the generator to a matter converter, then has her step into one of two booths. Vindris locks her in and trades places with her, sending her into the antimatter world, where he enters the matter world. So, I'm like, oh, Shereen, you fool. What did you think was going to happen?
Okay, first of all, I wrote all this in caps. So you ready? Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
He told her that for him to cross over, one of them would have to trade with him. And she is all surprised about it.
Yes. Oh, you meant me?
He literally said that to her before she got in the isolation booth. He said, someone from your world will have to cross over for me to come back to mine. And she's like, okay. And then it happens. She's like, what? No. Oh, my God.
So Koenig, Tony, and Maya, who had followed them to the planet, arrive at the temple. Vindris exit the temple after Koenig figures out that the creature cannot harm them, and it's antimatter. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it does. When you fire a laser at antimatter, it bounces off. It doesn't just go through it.
That's science.
Yeah. So
that's just science.
Yes. They learn that Vindris is no longer antimatter. Koenig asks where Shermeen is. Vindris tells him that she is inside the temple and won't come out. He suggests they go in and get her. John and Tony follow him in, and Vindris seals the door to the temple.
Well, first, the Koenig is like, you two stay here. I'll go in. And he goes in. And then Tony looks at Maya. You stay here. I'll go in.
Right.
I'm just like, what is Maya going to look to behind her and no one and be like, you stay here? I'm just like,
Tony remembers that Vindris needed people to maintain the balance for the transfer into the matter world. Tony shoots Vindris, but the beam bounces off, because that's what happens with antimatter. If you shoot it, it bounces.
That's clearly an Einstein's
it is.
Totally.
Science. Hashtag
Absolutely.
Science.
Ask Thomas Dolby. He'll tell you.
Right. Science. Vindris demonstrates that he does have an effective weapon and orders them into the conversion booth. Koenig throws his comlink at Vindris, and he and Tony hide.
That was great.
What we have here is a failure to communicate, right? While Vindris looks for them, Maya, who hears the commotion, she has gotten in the temple because she turned into a chimp, like a monkey.
So I need to get into this almost impenetrable weird alien structure. What am I going to go as?
Monkey, because I'm an alien and all I know is Earth creatures.
Right.
John tells Vindris that Shermeen is coming back because he knew what Vindris was up to and set the generator to work at partial power. Maya transforms into Shermeen and enters one of the booths. She calls to Vindris, telling him that they need to try again or they will all be destroyed. I thought that was kind of clever. It's a way to work Maya into helping the plot.
I guess. I don't know. Him setting the thing ahead of time to only be half power. I would really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really like the isolation booths, though. They remind me of like on old quiz shows, right?
Right. Yes. Or turn up the air and trying to catch dollars.
Yes.
Yes. Vindris approaches the booth. Tony pushes him in, and John bars the door shut. Maya exits and turns the converter on. She can't recall the controls of the one she had seen before, but Shermeen is able to guide her, and the conversion is reversed. John sets the reactor to overload. Tony finds the button to open the door, and they head back to the Eagles. Before they can lift off, the generator explodes, and the planet is returned to antimatter. So if you shot a laser at the planet like the Death Star, if you were trying to do that, it would bounce off the planet.
Yeah, I watched this whole sequence and I just shook my head inside. It's like, really? Okay, I guess.
Back on Alpha, Shermeen returns Tony's hops as she needs the room to test a theory Eddie Collins has on plant growth.
I like Eddie better now.
I have an Eddie now.
Yeah.
Tony is dumbfounded at her sudden change of heart, but is soon distracted with musings of brewing beer with antimatter grain or hops.
That is like one of the few continuity points that go from episode to episode.
It's so wild.
It's him making beer.
Yeah.
That's like the continuity. Like, we have characters come and go. We have characters from season 1 just totally disappear and never come back. We have characters we only see for one episode, obviously. But like...
With full names.
Yes. But continuity-wise, here's Tony's beer. It's back again.
It is so weird. Like, yeah, antimatter hops is like, they are trying to make this guy a comedian. It's not where he's like, ugh. And if I did come up with a great beer, would I be able to see or taste it? Ha ha ha! Freeze frame.
The end of every episode has like the most ineffective comedic stinger you can think of. Mm-hmm. Like every time it's just like, I imagine Fred Freiberger
wrote them all. I imagine Fred Freiberger wrote all these scenes. It's a constant throughout this.
Either that or you let them improv them.
Yeah, true. I do have an observation here. So these Koenig heavy episodes, the Landau ones, they always have Maya in them. They pair them with Maya, but they seem to be more location shot or feature going to another planet, another base or something. And, and then the Helena ones are always like bottle episodes stuck on Alpha with like nothing.
Mm-hmm. And Koenig's off doing something. Yeah,
he's off it's interesting when it's like a Koenig heavy episode and Helena's are like, well, John's out flying with Maya and we're stuck here in Alpha. What's going on?
I did want to mention before I forget, when Maya's making that thing work to change him back and blow the place up, there is a lot of very intense dial turning and button pushing.
Yeah.
And that scene, like, it goes on and on for a while.
Science stuff.
Yes.
Things, yeah.
So. Yeah. If you're into that, I just wanted to mention that to you.
Yeah, you know what? As dumb as this episode was, I was after the last two, it hit in the right spot because I was like, okay, we are not stuck on Alpha. There's location footage. There's Maya. I like heavier Maya stuff. That some of the designs are cool. It's not a great episode by any means, but I was entertained with this one enough.
I was until I found out what Sunim means backwards. Now I just hate this.
Nilbog is goblin spelled backwards.
I know. Sigum Drow. I remember that one too.
Right. Oh, Dr. Acula. Yeah. Or Alucard.
Yes, Alucard.
The classic.
From Castlevania.
Right. That'll do it for another Mood Buggy adventure. In the meantime, Jim, whereabouts can people find you on the... What do we say? The BEW, B-E-W.
Is that what we say?
Well, okay. That's what the Sunim would say.
Okay. Every week, I'm on Nothing's On podcast on the Taylor Network of Podcasts.com. Daryl Taylor and Donnie Salvo and myself go through the week's worth of entertainment news and put our own goofy, hilarious hijinks and shenanigans upon them. You can also listen to me at the Walking Dead TV podcast at hhwlod.com. And we'll be getting back into full gear in about, I think, 3 weeks as 2 of the shows come back in February. So if you're a zombie fan, come back and join us. We've been watching since the beginning, and we'll be sticking around until the end.
Hashtag AntonyMatter. And I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Brandon4KUHD. Written work at whysoblue.com. There's more from the Brandon Peters Show this week, but until then...
Alpha out.
Thank you for listening. The Brandon Peters Show is a Creative Zombie Studios production. Produced by Brad Shoemaker and Brandon Peters. Written and edited by Brandon Peters. Announcer vocals by Jessica Alsman. Theme song by Metavari. Web design and show art by Brad Shoemaker with Brandon Peters. All music and clips featured in the episode are property of their respective studios, and no infringement is intended. Additional information on this and other episodes at BrandonPetersShow.com. For any inquiries, press opportunities, or sponsorship, contact mail@brandonpetershow.com. The show is available on Apple Music, Spotify, or anywhere podcasts are found.